This is breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.
Afternoon.
Morning, Coach.
Hey, got the juice? It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's going good. It's Friday.
In terms of like veteran players and guys that you may or may not play, is it full go for everybody in this game? And do you feel like, because you look at teams around the league and certain teams are.
We're the Raiders. We're playing. We're playing. We're going to play at a high level. Everybody. They can play.
Everyone's playing, even Josh.
Game time decision. We'll go out there and do it again. We've done it 3 weeks in a row. Hopefully third time's a charm. But he wants to play, though. We'll see. But we got to be smart.
How about Michael?
No, he'll be out. He'll be out.
I imagine, maybe you're having conversations with players about that. Has it encouraged you, surprised you, whatever, that guys are like, no, I'm playing?
No, we had an open and very stern conversation in our first team meeting on Wednesday. And if you didn't want to play in this game, you had a chance to leave the building. Nobody left.
Coach, talk about Denver, how they've changed. I mean, obviously, you guys played them the first time, but I'm not asking for secrets, but just in general, how that they have, changed over the season.
Well, I think confidence is there. I think they've understood what their head coach has probably asked of them, along with the offensive and defensive coordinators and special teams. You can see that. You can see the growth and improvement each and every week. You can obviously see there was about a month stretch where they were playing really, really good football as a team. And I think defensively, they've really stepped up a notch. I mean, they're playing at a very, really high level, giving their offense great opportunities to score points and win games. What I see is a team that's just like us. They're going to play. This is not an exhibition game. This ain't preseason 4. This is week 18 for us. Last game, a divisional game at home. I think it's going to be a really, really good game.
Coach, for clarification purposes, you said you had a meeting with the team.
Our normal team meeting. No, this is our normal team meeting, and I asked them, just like the question Vincent asked, hey, does anybody not want to play? And they had an opportunity to stand up and leave, and then I ended the meeting. If they didn't want to play, they can get up and leave again. Nobody left.
The sentiment is the same. Everybody's ready to go.
We're all in.
Coach, one question, a little off thing, but Devontae Adams has obviously spoken about how much he appreciates what you bring to the team and what you've brought to this team at the end of the season. And amongst him, other players have talked about the support they have for you. How does it feel for you as a coach and the situation going on?
Yeah, humbled and honored. I mean, they have an opinion, have a voice, and they're speaking. And I'll just leave it at that. I mean, they know how I feel about them. I know how they feel about me. It's been stated. I mean, I appreciate it.
You were on the defensive side of the ball prior to taking over. But what have been your impressions of Devontae? He seems like a pro's pro, somebody that gets it on all levels. What have you written of being now his head coach?
Yeah, I mean, a guy that comes to work every day. I mean, I started at the beginning of the day in meetings, how he prepares, how he preps, his note-taking, his film study, his conversations with not just the receiving group, but the offense, the quarterback, our OC. Then when you go on the field and just watch the body of work, I mean, he works. This is not a guy that's, kind of breezing through year 11 and saying, I got it, I made it. He's trying to get better each and every day. He pushes our guys. He's made our younger DBs really, really, really better and a lot more skilled. Because if you're covering the best guy every day, I don't know how you don't get better. It's been impressive to watch how he carries himself, both on and off the field, how he talks. I mean, at the end of the day, you're dealing with a guy that, like we talked about, is one of the best in the game, and he carries himself as a pro on and off the field.
AP, you are so focused on the task at hand. Have you taken time over these last 10 weeks to think about it, to enjoy it? I mean, this was a dream of yours. Have you done that?
Yeah, the bye week was kind of cool. I did that during the bye week, but other than that, no, sir. It's been really the focus on winning each and every game, giving our team the best opportunity, putting ourselves in position to win games, making changes, making adjustments, self-reflection, not being flatline with anything we're doing, always trying to find an edge. So at the end of the day, when would I be satisfied? I always look back to my career. I really didn't reflect on my career or what was going on as I played until I finished. And whenever I get done coaching, and if it's here or wherever else it may be, that's when I reflect. But right now, like I'll be honest, I am a very focused person on today. You know, my next goal is to have the best practice, our best Friday practice we've ever had. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be energetic. We're gonna enjoy one another. We're gonna embrace one another. It's gonna be the last time this team is ever together. Coaches, players, you know, however you look at it, training staff, equipment guy, everybody. This is the last time this group of men will be, and ladies, will be together. And we're gonna have fun doing it today.
Tony, what was, you grew up a LA Raider fan, as you said before. What was the first LA Raider game you went to at the Coliseum? Do you remember? And what were the kind of the
to be honest, it was the Chiefs. Yeah, there's a lot of fights up in the stands. I was up in the high bleachers too now, you know. It was, looking down like, whoa, you know, look at that guy, oh, you know. Then you look at the play on the grass and you're like, well. But yes, it was the Chiefs. That was my first one.
Remember anything about that game in particular, like who played or who had a big play or anything like that?
I'll be honest, I do not. I mean, you know, when you're young, and again, it was more of like, these guys are like superheroes to me. It was like, wow, you know, I was more amazed and not sitting there studying the plays and stuff like that. Obviously, I was a big Howie Long fan, you know, so watching him. And Bo Jackson was there, you know, Bo was there, and that was cool because that was somebody that, you know, Bo knows, right? And you're watching all the commercials, and I played Tecmo Bowl, and it was cool to see it in real life. But, you know, I think the one thing I remember from those few games that I went to when I was younger, it was just the atmosphere. You know, it was a rowdy crowd. It was physical out on the field. I mean, that's when I started loving football, when you watch that back in the 80s, the way the Raiders played.
You're going for your third win in a row at home. Have you started to see a change as far as the atmosphere and then the crowd and kind of maybe over true home field advantage?
Yeah, I definitely think Raider Nation has shown up. They've been loud. I mean, you hear the banging in the black hole. You hear the noise. You hear the Raiders chants throughout the game. You can see our defense really trying to get the crowd going on third downs. Our sideline as well. Go back to the practice squad players. Those guys doing their job. We're waving the towels and having a little bit of fun with that and just keeping the energy up. But I do think there's been a shift. And hopefully, you know, you guys have seen it as you've been there over the last couple of weeks. And what does that also come from? How do you get there? You got to play well, right? And we got to play well again this Sunday and bring the energy because they're going to match it. And then we can make this bad boy as bad as, and it's one of the best stadiums and the hardest stadiums to play in the National Football League.
What has Jack Jones brought to this table, to the team, not just on the field, but just kind of in that cornerback room? Seems like they all play with a little bit more extra edge now.
Yeah, he's an edgy, swaggy player, extremely confident in his abilities to make plays and to cover. Like, there's not a guy. I mean, last year when we scrimmaged and went up against the Patriots, Jack Jones tried to go up against Devontae Adams, and it was a clinic for Devontae Adams. But the next series, he tried to line right back up and do it again. So that competitive spirit, that ball hawking, that I'm the best, baddest Raider corner there's out there. I mean, he's now put that little swag. You can see it. You can see it with the group, and I think them collectively, they've become a much tighter unit over the last couple of weeks.
Next to Jack Jones, you know, look at Nate Hobbs. What are some big improvements you've noticed, not just throughout the season, but from when you came here to now in Nate Hobbs?
Yeah, maturity, understand the game, film study, becoming more of a student of the game, asking more questions, a lot more vocal in our meeting rooms and on the field. I mean, when you're a star, that nickel defender, you're really a linebacker. You're in a mix, right? We ask him, you know, the blitz, get into the run fits, and you see a physicality with Nate. You know, he embraces that part, you know, so to go back off the previous question, you get into swag and the confidence with Jack Jones and the physicality and the mindset and the toughness that Nate, you know, you got a pretty good group of DBs there.
Coach, when you talk about Jack, just a follow-up question, I spoke to him yesterday. He mentioned that last week's game hurt. And we obviously saw his reaction after the game. Were you able to have a conversation with him, or did you, as he looks forward to the next game?
With Jack, you're saying? Yeah. No, I pretty much talk to Jack every day. It's been like that for the last 10 years, excuse me. But yeah, I saw the frustration and hurt. And let's make it known, Jack. We didn't lose that game because of Jack Jones, you know. And I let him know that we also won the last two games with Jack Jones too now. So I just told him, look, that's the life lessons that, you know, that comes about as being a professional football player, the ups and downs, and he's going to have more of those, right? But we're going to rally around him because when he makes the good plays, we love him up. And like I told our guys, when we lose, we love him up the same way. And I think the one thing about Jack is that he's going to come to work each and every day and try to get better. And that's the one thing I appreciate about him. He understands it. I just said, let's not do it again, though, right? Let's not do it again and learn from our mistakes.
I know you said earlier in the week you want to have the conversations with Champ before you talked about it, but is there decisions in terms of playing time or rotation that can be based on?
Yeah, I think I answered at the beginning. We're all playing. We're playing to win the game. It'll be our best 11 out there. I'll be honest, this is our best 11. Colton Miller's going to be at left tackle. We got our starting 5 O-line. We're excited about it, you know. Only guy that we got a question about at this point really is Josh Jacobs. But this group, you guys will be out there for a little bit of practice. Just watch. And if I'm wrong, call me out and write it up. But watch these guys practice here for the time that you're at the practice.
Good. All right.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
You've been watching Breaking News from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.